What's up, all you stupid ass motherfuckers? Just kidding. You guys are probably cool. Today, we have something special that we're drawing. We are drawing a bicycle, as you can see, with, there's going to be a surprise, a Pikachu riding it. Yes, indeed. Drawing bikes is harder than I thought. I remember I went home one time, and my brother he threw out a piece of paper in front of me, and he was like, draw a bike, like from memory. And I was like, does he know who he's challenging right now? And when I started drawing it, I realized I do not know what bikes look like or how they function. I scribbled just a loose, crappy doodle of a bike, and he looked at it and he's like, this thing wouldn't move. That's how he talks. And yeah, I just didn't understand the mechanics behind a bike, and I just had to watch him draw it and also look at it, and I just realized, wow, the frame's like a diamond shape, what the gears are actually doing, all that good stuff. But here, no, I'm getting too into this already and too into the detailed part. This project, why am I drawing a Pikachu getting some mad air on a BMX bike? Well, it's a client piece and here, I'll start at the beginning here. My girlfriend's friend came to me asking me if I could do a painting for her and her fiance for their anniversary. So cute, guys. I accepted, asked what she was looking for exactly. Well, her fiance had a friend who unfortunately passed away. R.I.P., dude. And him and his friend would always BMX together. That's all they would do, she was telling me. And so I was like, that's badass. Action sports are freaking sick. I definitely want to contribute to that. So I had this idea of, hey, oh yeah, the Pikachu. The Pikachu came in. She told me that her fiance and her friend, they only BMX together, and the only other piece of information she gave me on the dead dude was that he had a goofy Pikachu tattoo on his chest, which it's very funny. It's badass. I loved it. So I had the idea, hey, let's draw Pikachu freaking shredding it up in heaven on a BMX bike, doing his thing. And as you can see, the sketch is coming together there. The halo on top of his head, that was my girlfriend's awesome idea. So this painting is, just a sweet, every time you look at it, it's just a reminder that that dude's up in heaven, shredding it up. You know, he's having a good time up there. He's in a better place. And that's the message I wanted to relay there. So, and it's awesome. It's a good message. But yeah, she loved the idea. And we went, and now we're rolling. And let me talk about the drawing a little bit right now. Right there, I'm drawing the brake line, which I had really no idea how brakes worked. I had to go outside, look at my bike, and be like, oh, okay, the line, runs to these little clamps in the back that clamp over the tire. It's quite simple. This piece really made me grow in a couple ways. I recorded the entire thing too. Like you saw in the beginning, the sketch, and then just the full development of the piece, which is something I don't really do usually. And it's for a reason, because the recordings were long as hell. I think the original speed, when it was at its original speed, it was like 15 hours or something. Granted, that's with a few clips of me like going on YouTube and watching like videos and stuff, because I forgot to hit the record button to turn it off. But yeah, what I'm doing right now is like the sloppy line work, like the bare bones behind it all. And it's really important. I used to skimp on this part a lot and just try to get it right into the finished line work. And thinking that I was going to save time, when in reality, I was spending way more time just fixing the parts that I rushed. And you learn that. You learn that with art. That if you rush, you're actually slowing down significantly because you're just going to pay for it later on, and it's going to look like crap. Right there, you saw me draw that little box. I'm trying to pose out the perspective of Pikachu's head, which I do very often, where I'll draw a very simple version of like the figure that I'm working on, like near it, so that I have just a reminder of like, oh yeah, shit, I should just think of Pikachu's head as this box. You know, it's slightly above the camera, and it's like looking to our left. Stage right for Pikachu. Yeah, so this is the sketch process. Drawing a lot of clouds. Man, that's like my favorite thing to draw right now. It's like big, poofy, cumulus clouds. And being above them. I've been in a plane once. And it was both times. Yeah, I guess both times were at nighttime. So I couldn't really see shit. So I didn't get that experience of like being above the clouds and just that heavenly view. But I'm not complaining though, man. I went on a plane. I went to Vegas, baby, Sin City, and I went at night. And man, leaving Vegas at night, dude. There's so many lights. The plane was like kind of did a circle around it to get in the right direction, so you just got to see the city at night. That's Vegas is probably way. Well, it is. It looks way cooler at night in a plane. So I'm not. It was freaking awesome. Then driving over, driving. You can tell I haven't been in a plane much. Flying over like the countryside and the mountains, man. Mountains. You think they're all big and tall and intimidating, dude? Get in a plane. Those things are pipsqueaks. It's like nothing. Just flying above those. I think oh, here we go. We're on to the clean line work, the part everybody has been waiting for, including myself. I'm always really excited to get to that final line work because that means the end is near, and it's rather enjoyable because you're kind of just tracing. It's a lot less brain intensive, but you got to do it right. You got to stroke it out right. You'll see me take a long time on certain lines sometimes to get it right. I have Photoshop CS6, and it does not have that smoothing feature, that autocorrect line like function that they installed on the newer ones. And man, dude, digital painting, if you ever tried to like draw a nice line digitally, it's freaking hard. It's much easier with like regular pen and ink, like with like your like on paper. Something about just that little bit of like little wrist control you have to do on a tablet, and like, I mean, you do get infinite undos, which I guess kind of balances it out. But you wouldn't have to use them if it wasn't so damn hard. I see a lot of people online using like Surface Pros or like iPads with I can't remember the name of the software that they use. Man, Sketchbook Pro or something. I don't know. It's some sweet program that looks like it's really nice to draw on, and it smooths your lines, and you can like pinch to rotate your canvas and stuff. And I was like, oh man, that'd be so sweet to have. I don't know how much iPads are, but I was like, it's probably gonna be too much for me. But does not hurt to fantasize about the future. Look at this. I'm doing freaking client work, Pikachu BMX paintings. I'm gonna be blowing up soon, making the big bucks. It's freaking smoothing iPad features. Here I come. This part of the bike is called the front fork. Connects to the axle. This part of the bike is called the frame. It's got the seat. Oh yeah, that's another thing that was making this really hard on me. I'm drawn to the bike at like an angle. It's not like straight on, and like Pikachu's up in the sky. Like the perspective, if you think about it too much, it becomes very confusing. Like you're like, okay, like we're up in the sky. That's already kind of weird. Like the camera's like, where's the camera? Like where's the eye level at again? I have to like constantly remind myself of that. I've like I practice perspective stuff a lot, but I still feel like I have like some sort of perspective dyslexia or something. Oh, dude, that pedal that I just sketched right there, dude, the pedals were giving me problems. And it's so stupid because they're just like cubes floating in space. So that's all I usually draw. But man, the angles and like the fact that they were like on a rotating like cylinder. Right here, I'm making I don't even know what you would call this actually. Like the gear, it's whatever. Yeah, I guess it's the gear. It's whatever the chain rests on. It's what the pedal rotates. This, you could say, is the engine of a bicycle. And I'm doing it from just a side profile, or just front-facing profile, and I'm going to warp it on. Little digital trick. It's pretty satisfying to watch. It's like watching a granola girl draw a mandala. You know what I mean? They just draw it and they're like, yes, it's a mandala that I'm gonna string little pieces of twine off it and put beads, and it's gonna be a dream catcher and good vibes only. Just kidding. I don't want to hate on those people. It's usually positive messages that they have anyways, which I'm all about. It's just funny to make fun of people. I can make fun of myself right now. Look at this. Look at how crooked that curve is. Dude, a mandala girl would freaking whip me with her dreads for leaving that shit like how it is. It's not perfect. Not by a far shot. Okay, what else on? I should have wrote down talking points for this video before I started recording here. Let's talk about the quarantine. Hot topic. Coronavirus. Let's just get that out of the way. Personally, it's been awesome for me. I'll admit. It's been great. I have been, man, I swear to God, my life is in a bubble. All the hype where it was like, hey man, like your family's going to get sick. Anyone over the age of whatever it was. Any old people, they're going to die. And I was like, holy shit. Not that my parents are super old, but I mean, they're up there. And I was like, oh my God, my mom might die. My dad might die from this thing. It is freaky. And people, the panic is justified because you're just like, holy shit, a bunch of people are going to die. And a bunch of people did die, but none of them were people that I knew. And it's like I have a freaking guardian angel over me and every person I love. Extremely thankful for it. Sorry for anybody that lost somebody. Death is one of those things. You go back and forth, kind of accepting it. Sometimes you feel comfortable with it. And you're like, you know what? That's like, maybe death's a good thing. Like, if I live forever, I'd probably get bored. And in life, is painful, full of suffering. You don't want to live through all that all the time. Jesus Christ. Kill me. But yeah, let's not get too heavy here, actually. I don't want to talk about death anymore. Even though this painting is to remember somebody who died. But, that positive spin on it. You're supposed to, you remember them. You remember the good times you had with them. Being dead is interesting because if you're thinking about them, in a way, they're still kind of alive. They're affecting you. And this painting is going to be a positive reminder of that person. The mustache. God darn it. I forgot to mention the mustache. Why does Pikachu have a mustache? Well, the dude who had it tattooed on his chest, his Pikachu tattoo had a mustache, which just, damn, I forgot to mention that earlier. It's another reason why it was so goofy. And it was like a pretty, I actually sketched it out on this painting, so you'll see it in a little bit, but it's like a chubby Pikachu too, with a mustache on his chest. It was a young guy. The dude died young. But I just loved his, just fuck it attitude. Let me just get this chubby-ass Pikachu with a mustache tattooed on my chest. That's my kind of dude. You don't take it seriously. You don't take life too seriously. I like that. Sipping on some coffee, some room temperature coffee now, which I do not mind. Hot coffee feels good, but man, it's a hot muggy day today. Let that shit cool down. Sometimes when I drink the coffee, I'm not really an avid coffee drinker, but I'm turning into one. And I know coffee stains your teeth. But man, sometimes I catch myself when I'm not paying attention and I'm drinking the coffee. I almost swoosh it around in my mouth. I'll catch myself and I'll be like, man, why? Why are you doing that? I mean, it tastes good, but you're just you're treating it like mouthwash, but instead of helping your teeth, it's just staining it. Teeth are one of those things on people. You can think you can think of a person oh man, they're so cute. That's a cute person right there. And then they smile at you and you see their teeth and it's all crooked and yellow and stuff. It can be a freaking deal breaker. And that sounds shallow, but man, it's got to be some sort of I don't know, primal subconscious instinct to think that, I don't know, bad teeth means unhealthy, means gingivitis, breath will smell bad for kissing. But can they birth a baby? I don't know. If you have bad teeth, you may have pregnancy issues. I read that on an article one time. Just kidding. You're probably fine. Hips and boobies are how you tell if a woman's fertile. That's science. Bones. What's your favorite bone? I asked a dude what his favorite bone was at a party one time. He's like a doctor in training. And he didn't know. I freaking slapped him right across the face. No, I didn't really actually do that. But I followed up because I had to load it up. And I was like, my favorite bone is... Fuck, man. What did I say? What's my favorite bone right now? Probably okay, the generic, he'd be like, my favorite bone's the femur. It's like, you asshole. The femur, you like it because it's like the biggest bone. It's like what you always see in like cartoons or movies. Like if someone's fighting someone with a bone, they're always holding a thick ass femur, clubbing them over the skull with it. And then that's another thing. You'd be like, oh, the skull's my favorite bone. Freaking skulls, you generic 12-year-old. You like skulls? Let me guess, you also like freaking dragon t-shirts with fake long sleeves that are actually sewed in. I bet you wear a freaking cross necklace too. That's what I used to wear. I was talking about myself right there. Look at that. Let's talk about the drawing again. We're attempting to draw the chain around that gear, which is actually kind of fun. The chain of the bike is also critical to the bike's performance. The chain turns the wheel. Yeah, you know what? Bikes are rear wheel drive. Just think about that. I feel like no one ever says that. But chains on a bike, you know what I think of when I think of a chain on a bike? The chain fucking popping while you're like out having fun, and then you're a freaking kid, so you're too stupid to know how to put the chain back on, so you gotta like freaking walk your bike over to your dad like a bitch, and then he'll teach you how to he'll just put the chain back on, teach you how to do it, but you're not freaking listening because you're a stupid kid. You're just like, dude, just put it back on so I can ramp that tree root over there, you know. And I don't want to get my hands. Oh yeah, okay. You know, your kid, you attempt to put it on yourself too after that. Gotta make Pops proud, and you just get freaking nasty ass oil all over your hands. Kind of smells good, actually. I do remember that. It smells good. But it's dirty. And then you'll put that on your handlebars. And if you have like this dude, the bike that I'm drawing is actually his bike. Along with the Pikachu chest tattoo photo, the client girl, also sent me some photos of the dude himself on his bike. And he had a trippy ass bike, let me tell you. It was like it's like a Frankenstein bike. Had a bunch of different parts to it. I'll get into that later. But he had these I think they're like bright green handlebars. Let me actually look. Let me dig up that email real quick. What does he have? Where is it? Yeah, he's got these like lime green handlebars. So if you were to put your chain back on and then you get all oily on your hands and then you grab your lime green handlebars, you know you're freaking just smearing that shit up. All smudgy. And then if you're doing a sweet trick like Pikachu here, and you're trying to grab the handlebar with an oily, slick hand and you're freaking in the sky, dude, you're gonna lose your bike. It's gonna slip right out of your grasp, whatever that weak ass little grasp that you already have. And it's gonna come crashing down. So hopefully Pikachu didn't pop its. Well, obviously his chain's not popped, but hopefully he didn't pop it prior to this sweet ass heaven jump that he's doing right now, or else his bike's gonna slip out of his hand. He's gonna lose it. I don't even know what this. You know what? I'm gonna guess what this move is called that Pikachu's doing right now, and I really hope some BMX people are listening to this right now. Is it called a one-handed Superman? Because I think it is. BMXing. Let's talk about BMXing for a second. With how it's impacted my life. I'd say pretty much overall positive impact. And that's all I have to say about that. Just kidding. BMXing, never had a BMX bike. Always rode a bike when I was a kid. Never really got that good at moves. I could pop a wheelie. I could ride a wheelie for at least like freaking 3 revolutions. That was a big deal, but not consistently. BMX, I picked up skateboarding instead. And then there was like this immature feud between skaters and bikers. You know, like who's cooler? Whose sport is actually more difficult? And they're probably really both fucking hard. They are. They're both hard as shit. They take a lot of hours of practice. And the feud is so stupid. The feud is so dumb because they're so similar. Bikers and skaters, they both go to a spot, some urban spot, like a stair set or something, or like a ramp, and then they both try for hours to land a tricky maneuver down the stairs. And it's a passion thing. And they both share that same passion of like that persistence. You try, you fail, you try, you fail. Like they have that same kind of mentality, so they should have respect for each other. But I was just, I was stuck in that like weird, just that childish mindset of what the fuck was that? Okay, there was a large crashing outside. Let's go and check that out. Oh, actually, you know what? I know what that is. Damn it, I know what that is. My roommate has a interior like little greenhouse that he made, like just inside by the window, and he asked me to water his plants, and I watered them. And in order to get to them, to water them, you have to take off the top, like the lid of it, and the lid is they're just fucking windows. They're just this giant windows stacked in a freaking like a corral of windows, and you just have to take off the top one and just. I put it back, and I was like, huh, man, I don't know how he puts this back. This doesn't seem that secure. And I was right. I was right in two ways. I didn't know how to put it back, and it wasn't secure because that's what just crashed down. But I didn't hear any glass break, so we're just going to go ahead and leave that. We're just going to stay here and watch these sick, nasty cloud fills that I'm doing right now. Dude, this is I watched like a graffiti artist one time, and he was a chill dude. He was like, he's like, man, when I do my fills, that's when I'm like in my zone. And I was like, holy shit, me too. So right now I'm in my zone doing these fills. There's easier ways to do these fills too than I'm doing them. Like I'm just kind of coloring around the edges and then going in with a bigger brush to do the meat of the clouds. But if I had nice line work to begin with, you can just like magic wand the inside and then just fill it like that. Just like paint bucket that shit. Poofy clouds. Cumulus clouds. I skipped over the part that I did all that hatching in because I go back and I like redo all the hatching. So, and dude, this video is fucking long. I can't talk for an hour. Where am I right now? Okay, I'm actually making a dent, though. It's a 45-minute long video. I don't know if I'm actually going to keep it that way. I might cut it out. And I honestly highly doubt anyone will even listen to it this deep. But if you do, thank you for sticking around. Pikachu's jawline, something I struggled with a lot in this painting. I was always going back and forth between making him like look chubby and then like making him skinnier, and like I didn't know. I don't know. I'm just not that good at drawing Pikachu. This is one of the first times I drew Pokemon in a long time, and I say Pokemon now instead of Pokemon like I used to say it when I was a kid. You know what? I want to say it again like I was a kid. Pokemon. I don't draw a Pokemon that much. Pokemon is what the weird like neighbor kids said. You know when you call something, like you pronounce something a certain way for the longest time, and then you meet somebody else who's into the world. Like I used to play a game called RuneScape, and there's a bunch of cities and stuff in RuneScape that you can travel to, and they each had like just like exotic, nerdy as fuck names, like Glyphenor and Varrock and stuff. So when you're a kid, you barely know how to read. You grow up playing this game. you say everything wrong. Or no, you say everything your way. It's not wrong. You say like, yeah, I was like, I always calling this place called, I was like, yeah, I like visiting Draenor Village to cut the willow trees. And I would always say it like that. And then I went on I met up with one of my buddies on an MSN chat, like with a microphone one time, and I was talking to him. I was like, meet me at Draenor Village or whatever. And he was like, dude, he's like, what? He's like, dude, it's Draenor. What? And you feel like a fool. So yeah, that's the same way. I don't know. Oh yeah, I was talking about that because of the Pokemon versus Pokemon. Oh yeah, I always said milk. Like, you know what goes good with cookies? A nice tall cold glass of milk with an E. Dude, people rip me a new asshole for saying it like that. I have a Wellington accent, I guess. I've done one of these commentaries before, and it was actually for 45 minutes. And when I would listen back, I'll probably like how I'll do now. When I go back and listen to it, I'm like, oh man, that's how I talk. I sound like a complete idiot. But that's okay. I'm just rolling with it this time. Back then, I was more self-conscious than I am now. Probably because I smoke more weed. When I smoke weed, I get self-conscious. Right now, freaking dead sober. Drinking coffee. Coffee's a drug. So I lied. I'm fucked up. The eyes of Pikachu gave me trouble as well. I was like freaking going back and forth on whether I wanted them to just be these like in the cartoon they're just like black dots with a highlight on them, and it's real cute. The cartoon Pikachus. We'll get it out in the open. Pikachu's freaking cute. As if that's news to anybody. Pikachu's cute. But would you hug Pikachu? A wild one? Fuck no. The wild ones, they're probably aggressive, and if you hug them at the wrong time, you know, they're always freaking sparking at their cheeks. And you will get electrocuted, my friend. Let's talk about electrocution for a second. I've been shocked a couple times in my life. And let's talk about the pain of being shocked. Fucking hurts. It's intense. It's an odd pain too, because when you get shocked, the moment you're done being shocked, you don't really feel too much pain anymore. Like it's just gone. It's just like kind of instantly gone. Versus if you were to slam your hand in a car door, after the impact's done, man, you're just feeling that pain for a while. It'll last, hours, if not days. Afterwards, being shocked, it's an intense pain while it's happening, and then when it's over, it's gone. The shock is gone, and you're just left there. You're just sitting there, being a baby, just remembering what the pain was like, and just breathing. You're just remembering the traumatic moment. So yeah, fuck hugging Pikachu. I don't want that trauma. Cool. All right, we're getting to coloring now. My favorite part of it. This is like, man, people who get into like adult coloring books. Those fucking serial killers. My girlfriend's into those. It's so cute. She's like a little freaking child. But I get it. Look at this. Once you have the line work done on a painting, it's like your own custom adult coloring book. Look at that. Look at how fun that looked. This is sped up by like 800%, by the way. I don't paint this fast. I'm not a goddamn fucking genius. But yeah, now is when you can really see the Frankenstein bike coming together. This dude had like looks like he had like, I don't know, replacement handlebars. Everything's kind of mismatched. Like his back tire is like has like a white, I guess that part's called the inner tube or something like that. Whatever. That white inner tube, and his front one has a yellow one. His handlebars are like green, and then his frame's black, and his gearbox is like gonna be gold. All fucking mismatched. But kind of match. If he would have kept with a yellow back tire and then maybe have done like a yellow seat. He should have had a yellow seat. What the fuck, dude? You should have had a yellow seat, man. The chains. See all those little circles on the chain? You think that was fun to draw? Fuck yeah, it was. I think big open blue skies with like fat clouds is like one of my favorite visuals. It just screams happy. It makes you think of heaven, which I would think about a lot as a kid when I was religious. I think about heaven all the time. And then I would constantly fall in a loop where I'd be like, oh, like, you know, you're always questioning things as a kid, and you're a little curious little bastard. And you ask your parents about heaven or your pastor or whatever, and then you just picture this land of clouds and like gates, and that for some reason it's always like sunset. That's like just the visuals that you get implanted. That's a propaganda the goddamn church feeds into your brain that you swallow. But I used to think like, okay, you're up in heaven, sunset land. It's like all these poofy clouds, and then you're like, okay, what's next? Like, what are you doing up here? And then my mom would be like, well, you're just up there. I was like, for how long? She's like, well, just like you, forever, for the rest of eternity. And then if you're an adult and you're trying to think of eternity, that's still fucking insane. But when you're a kid and someone's talking about like forever, for infinity, Adam, you're up in the sunset clouds for infinity. Instantly, you're just like, that sounds boring. I'm going to get so bored up there. You know, because you're just a kid and you're already bored as fuck. And you're like, okay. You're like, oh, shit, will I freaking... Can I bring my Game Boy to heaven? But now, I don't know if I believe in heaven or not anymore, but if there is a heaven, I've matured to the point where I'm like, you can't even fathom what that shit's going to be. Can't even fathom it. Bring your Game Boy, dude. Game Boy, you talking about that material plane? You talking about that fucking third dimension, dude? That's not even going to be a thing anymore, son. If I can go back in time, I'd go back to myself and be like, can you bring your Game Boy to heaven? I'd just fucking smack my little boy self and be like, I don't know what I'd say. I'd say some deep shit. I'd be like, in heaven, you are a Game Boy or something. And then I would just hop back in my time machine and get the fuck out of there. And I look way different now than I did as a kid. So as a kid, I probably would just think it's a stranger telling me that I'm going to be a Game Boy when I'm dead and then abusing me. I probably wouldn't. I don't even know. I probably wouldn't turn out the way I am now if that ever happened to me. Maybe I'd be tougher. I never really got beat up. I wrestled with my brothers, but I never got in a fight where I just totally lost and like woke up in a puddle of my own blood with like my teeth floating in it. Like I said, I'm in that motherfucking bubble, son. It's good in here. Dude, I got a little cat now. Rumbo Tumbo. Rummy! Rum Rum! Young man. Come around. You know when people do that to their pets? So, little like teeth cheek sound. You wonder if cats actually know their names or that they think that their name is that sound. There he is. He's at the door. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got a lot of bin now because I just freaking yelled at him. Come on in, boy. I'm so sorry for those mic sounds just clicking and clacking around. Also, I noticed that the video is so sped up that it's so jumpy. And I wonder if it's going to give anybody a headache. Because it kind of was for me. Oh, yeah, that reminds me of another funny story. My brother, he's like 22 or something like that. We were drinking. He was drinking a lot of beer. We did a power hour, which if you don't know what a power hour is, it's like you put on like we did a classic rock power hour, and the song changes. It's YouTube. It's like a video. The song changes every like 30 seconds. Man, sometimes it felt like freaking 10 seconds though. But the song changes every 30 seconds, and that's when the song changes when you drink your drink. And dude, he was just pounding some beers. Like, I mean, and he's a skinny guy, so those beers go a long way. And so we did the power hour, and then we were like, all right, what do you want to do? And I started playing some Zelda Breath of the Wild. Freaking, probably like one of the best games I ever played. And I was playing it, and he was just laying down kind of next to me, and he was like, oh. He was like, dude, can you like kind of stop moving the camera so much? And I was like, whoa, man, what do you mean? What's going on? And he's like, oh, the room is spinning. And he was so tired. And he just kept saying, like, I'm so tired, but when I close my eyes, the room is spinning. So when I keep them open, he's looking at the freaking screen and I'm moving the camera around. He's getting all nauseous. And he was wondering, hey, what can I do here? What's the solution? And you know what the solution was? Blowing chunks. And that's exactly what he did, folks. Went in that bathroom, was in there for a while, came out, and he was like, I don't really think I have to. And literally mid-sentence, he was like, oh, be right back. And then went in the bathroom and just... Blah! My girlfriend is afraid of vomit. And just the sound of it, just the entire, like, atmosphere of it. Ah, shit. Interrupting the story. Look on the screen right now. We're drawing like a... This is the tattoo that the dude had on his chest. I think when I was drawing this, I was looking at a photo of his chest and just knocking it out. I like how his little hands are like coming together too, like he's biding his time or something. Just waiting for his, maybe he's getting his mustache trimmed at the barber shop. I'm just waiting for his turn in the chair. Something like that. But yeah, I thought it'd be creative to, I had that smiley face on the bike before, and I thought it'd be, I was like, I want something kind of yellow here, something cool. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to actually have his actual like tattoo as like a sticker like on his bike. Motley Crue, that's hilarious. My girlfriend's super into Motley Crue. Oh, okay. I was showing her that a Motley Crue song sounded like a Green Day song right here. I gotta cut that. I'm sorry. That stuff shouldn't be in the video. I thought I cut all that stuff out. But man, it's 45 minutes to watch. Damn, dude, I've been talking for a long time. I hope it's been recording. Okay. All right, we're warping on the sticker now, hopefully. We're painting out that Old smiley face sticker didn't make the cut. Sometimes, you know, when you draw, you got to draw a lot of placeholders. And you'll just be like, I don't really know what this is going to be yet, but here's a shape. This is a reminder for me later to know that I wanted something here. And that's what that sticker was serving as. And that's why if you do sketches, that's why when you see really good artists do sketches and you look at their sketches and you're kind of like, man, that kind of looks like shit. It's because they're kind of just taking notes for themselves. And an outside viewer will just be like, this dude sucks. Thought he was good. That's what always happens to me. Like this painting, yeah, it looks nice. Looks good. Look at all this. Like, oh, look at all that detail and stuff like that. But if you looked at my sketches, dude, it looks like I'm a freaking kid drawing with my pinky toe. Nice. This piece is really coming together here. I redid the hatching in the clouds to no, actually I haven't done that yet. Fuck. All right, we're going to cut it here. All right. Boom. Finished piece. Right here. This one is a banger. We added the halo. Awesome job. Had fun doing it. Alexis, thank you for reaching out to me for this piece. I really appreciate it. And it was an honor to do, and I hope you guys love this for years to come. Thanks to anyone who made it this far in the video. Thanks for listening. Thanks for viewing, and I will catch you on the flip.